Welcome to another episode with Bufflunch, and today we're here at Tabule, an authentic Moroccan and Lebanese cuisine, and we're really excited to try their food. We've heard great stuff and we can't wait to share the video with you. Wow. For the drink, I've gone with a mocktail, which is a combination of apple, carrot, orange juice, and ginger. They've got one that's called a Beirut, which is avocado, almonds, dates, honey, and milk, but I thought that might be too sweet for today. Oh, that's actually quite well balanced. I was expecting to get one dominant flavor, but you can actually taste all of them at the same time. Worth a try. We've ordered the tabule. Obviously, when you come to a restaurant called Tabule, you have to get the name of the place if there's a dish that's called that. So tabule is basically fresh chopped parsley with crushed wheat, onions, tomatoes, topped with lemon dressing and olive oil. Then we've selected ras asfour, which is tender lamb pieces cooked in Lebanese spice topped with pomegranate sauce served with bread. The next one is arayas, which is a Lebanese flatbread stuffed and toasted with mincemeat and herbs, accompanied by lahem bil ajin, which is a baked Lebanese pastry topped with marinated minced lamb, which is almost like a Lebanese pizza, I suppose. And for the main dishes that we're gonna get, we've got the Tabule special grill, and that's got lamb chops, lamb kafta, chicken shish taouk, kafta kashkash, chicken wings, lahim mashwi, and arayas. I'm gonna try the ras asfour. While it's hot, I'm gonna try it by itself, but it's normally accompanied with the bread. Wow. I like to really chew the food to make sure all the different flavors that come in at different points, I'm experiencing it before I read the information to you guys. The meat is very tender, but around the edges where it's been crispened up a little bit by the frying or the grilling, definitely adds a complexity to the textures. The onions really come through. It's sweet, but a little bit on the sour side as well, but not overpowering. And the parsley just brings a freshness and it brings an aroma to the dish. I'm gonna try it with the bread, just because normally that's what you accompany it with. So the bread becomes a perfect vehicle just to hold everything together. The next one we're gonna try is the lahim bil ajin. That's surprising because there's a lot of layers of flavors on that one. The mincemeat is cooked to perfection. There's a lot of herbs that are just coming through from the mincemeat, and there's a nice kick. There's a nice spiciness to it. And the rocket just brings a little hint of aroma in there. The bread is very nicely toasted, even at the bottom, but there's a lot of complexity in that mincemeat. You can taste the garlic, you can taste the onion, you can taste the peppers, you can taste the different layers, and they just work in harmony. It's like an amazing pizza. That's the best way I can describe it, but very unique flavors. Definitely you can taste the Moroccan or the Lebanese influence in there. So I'm gonna take one of these. It's very thin bread, and it's got meat in the center. Try it by itself first, then I'll dip it in the sauce and see how that changes the flavor. Wow. The first thing that hits you is definitely the char and the smoky flavor on the bread. As you can see, the grill marks that you can see on top is definitely been toasted and grilled on top of some charcoal maybe or some fire. The grilling of the bread has made those pockets very crispy, but the bread itself is very soft, but it's holding everything together very well. It's not falling apart. As you can see, the weight is still holding up like a very well baked pizza. And the meat itself is coarse, there's herbs and spices in there, and very, very pleasant to taste. I'm gonna just try it with the sauce as well. I'm gonna dip it in and just see how that changes the taste. Wow. Now the one flavor that's coming through now that I've taken a bigger scoop of the sauce, there's definitely a hint of sesame in there. That goes very well with that arayas. And the sesame taste is very unique in terms of dips that you'd normally find. Next I'm gonna try the tabule. I personally love tabule. It's such a refreshing side, especially when you get in so many different dishes that are so complex. It really cleanses your palate. The acidity of that lemon dressing really comes through, and the freshness of the parsley, the tomatoes, and the onions just layers so well together. If I had to recommend one side dish, it would definitely be the tabule. I love that. That's amazing. So this is the Tabule special grill. And normally I'd probably get this dish with chips because I'm a sucker for good chips. But today we've gone for the bulgur, which is more traditional. I'm gonna go for the lamb chop first. I'm just gonna take a small chunk of the fat too. That's very, very well cooked. The quality of the meat also comes through. What's important with lamb chops is that they're cooked well, but not overdone, so they become chewy. This one's still tender, and the fat's rendered out perfectly, and the smokiness definitely comes through. Now, lamb chops, or lamb in general, tends to be gamey. This is very nicely marinated, and the quality of the meat is high. You don't get that same gaminess that some people don't like. Very nice. Next, I'm gonna go for the lamb kafta. Oh my God. I'm completely honest when I do these food tastes. And we tend to pick places that we definitely believe are going to be having nice food, but that is probably the nicest lamb kofta I've had because number one, the meat is fresh. And the different herbs and spices that they use, it's so unique in comparison to some of the ones I've had before. And trust me, I've been to a lot of Lebanese and Moroccan restaurants, but that is outstanding. Herbs and spices just bring out all the flavors out of the meat. And what I really like is the exterior is crispy, but the inside, when you're biting into it, you just break through that crust and then you're chewing through this amazingly marinated and spiced meat. The next one I'm gonna try is the kafta khashkhash. Now it looks similar to the lamb kafta, but they tell me that it's got a different blend of spices. Wow, completely different taste. So with this one, you can definitely taste that it's the same meat, but the flavor profile completely changes. I can't really pinpoint any specific flavor because they've all come and meshed into one. Again, it's got the crispy exterior, and when you break into it, it's soft in the middle, and both are prepared in the same way, but completely different dishes. Next one I'm gonna try is the chicken tabule. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing any of these correctly. Wow. The first thing that hits you is the marination. It's cooked perfectly, it's really tender. The exterior is very crispy, but the inside is again very soft, as you expect with most of these char-grilled dishes. With the marinade, you can definitely tell there's some lemons and garlics in there, but absolutely amazing. Next, I'm gonna go for the lamb shish. I know I keep making the same reactions, guys, but the food here is outstanding, so I've got to just be honest with you. That lamb is so tender on the inside and marinated for the perfect amount of time so it penetrates all the way to the center of the meat. And get a little char-grilled onion. Next, I'm gonna try the chicken wing. That is perfectly done. There's not overpowering amount of marinade on it or spice. There's a slight hint of lemon, nice garlic flavor coming through, and the skin is charred. You get that smoky flavor, perfectly cooked down to the bone. Lovely. With this bulgur, you can see there's some chickpeas in there, there's some tomatoes, there's some onions, there's some garlic. You'd have this accompanied with the different meats or dishes. Maybe I'm gonna have to change my opinion on getting chips all the time. If you've never had bulgur before, it's almost like a fluffy rice, and it's very light and airy, and it soaks up some of the juices. Whatever you're cooking it with, it soaks up the juices and the flavors very well. The chickpeas and the onions and the tomatoes coming through. If you want a traditional experience, I definitely recommend getting the bulgur because it just goes with the meat so well. Oh my God. That is some unique flavors and a taste I've actually never tasted before. The exterior with the soft cheese in the middle has just soaked all of that syrup up. And the syrup is not too overpowering. It just adds a slight sweetness. And the texture is quite stringy. I'm gonna try a little bit with this ice cream. Oh wow. You can taste the pistachio. There's actually a taste of cardamom in that ice cream that I can taste as well. And it's just melting away slightly on top. And it's just infusing this dessert with just another layer of flavor. And as you can see, the deeper you go into the middle, the stretchier and gooey the cheese is. Oh my God. That might be my favorite new dessert. I'm gonna take a sip of the tea as he poured with such crazy technique. It was amazing to watch. Very aromatic. You can definitely smell the mint that is infused in that tea. And before you even take a sip, you can smell the different aromas of the tea and the mint come through. Oh, that's amazing. So that's it for today, guys. We thoroughly enjoyed the food here at Tabule. We highly recommend that you guys come and check it out yourselves. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment in the video. If there's a restaurant you'd like for us to visit, let us know and we'll try to get there too. And we'll see you next time.